My name is Sausan Arafe, and I wanted to say hi to Mrs. Frishman's class and to thank you so much for reading my book and for giving me all of the wonderful feedback that you gave me about it. I learned a lot from what you said about the book, and I liked the many things that you said. Also, I liked all the details that you wrote. And really the very good handwriting. I know a lot of you put a lot of good effort into your responses to my reading. Um, I wanted to respond to some of your questions because you had some really good questions. And first of all, it was great. A number of you said that you learned to say how some Spanish words like favorito or huevos for eggs or la leche for milk, lots of different things. And I know that some of you said that the book went along a little bit fast and that it was hard for you to learn some words, but that I suspect that if you were to listen to the book and to watch the DVD over and over a couple of times, that you would pick up those words pretty quickly. And even if you forgot them, you could go back and read them and listen to them again, and you might remember them and learn them even better. What was the other thing? Let's see. Some of you asked me how it was that I decided on using the blue alien people as the characters in the book. And one of the reasons that we decided on these aliens, and we call them the Seitzes, is because they live actually all over the place. And so they live in lots of different countries. We thought that they could live in lots of different countries and that they could even live in outer space, and that maybe we would be able to learn their out of space language here on Earth. So that's what we were thinking, is that we just wanted to have some characters that could go all over the place and who were really good at language and could talk lots of different languages and learn them quickly and then help us learn languages. Some of you thought that it was a little long, and I think you're right, and I think some of the sentences are kind of long. But then again, it could be that it was long the first time, and that, like I said before, if you read it over and over again, then you would get to know the story. And I know that some of you like Dr. Seuss books, or oh, I don't know, your guys are reading chapter books now, even some of you. And so, those are long stories, but you managed to keep your attention. So I'm going to think a lot about that, about what you said about how long the book is, and whether or not some of it's confusing, and see whether we can edit this book and make it even better, or in the next book that I write, that I try to keep it a little bit shorter, as some of you have suggested. A lot of you liked the fact that it was a surprise about the breakfast for Sam, and that Mom and Itsy and Bitsy, his twin sisters, tricked him. And it was funny in the book, wasn't it? How sad. Well, I mean, it's not funny, but you could see that Sam was just getting so sad about his breakfast. But then all of a sudden it turned out okay because it was a big surprise. Let's see. There were a few of you who just didn't like certain things. Like, for example, one of you said that you didn't really care for the Seitzes, I think you said. And that's okay, because you don't have to always like a book that you read. And that's why it's wonderful that there are so many books that out there for you to read. And it's great when you try to read a book and give it a shot, but then if it doesn't suit you, that you just put it down and pick up another one that you think is more interesting. So I was glad to hear that there were some of you who didn't like the book or parts of the book, and I think that's really great, because one book isn't for everybody. Another thing that somebody said that I thought was good is that they liked the illustrations. And I did not do the illustrations. A woman named Barbara did the illustrations. And I have to tell you, I love those illustrations. I think she did a really great job. And I know that there are a lot of you out there who love to draw and who maybe would like to be an illustrator for books like this, or maybe scientific illustration of illustrating real-life scientific things in the future. Who knows? But but the pictures, the illustrations really were great. And I liked in particular, I kind of liked the trees, and I liked it when Itsy and Bitsy had and Sam, I think they had the oranges in their mouth. That was a good part. Um, anyway, I won't keep you, but I can't tell you how helpful it was for me to hear your comments about my book. It took me a long time to write the book and put it together, and it's been a real labor of love. But I made it for kids like you who speak English and maybe might like to learn a different language, or kids who speak another language, in this case Spanish, who might like to learn English. And I not only made it for the kids, I also made it for the parents and for the teachers who themselves might speak one language but could learn to speak little bits of another language. So I hope that you read it again and that you listen to it again and that you get the opportunity to practice the words. And you don't have to say them right the first time, or even you could not say them right for 20 times, but eventually you will say the words. And actually, I can tell that most of you got about, a good handful of words from your first time around, which is really great. So this was just a little thank you, and I just wanted to address some of your comments in there. I want to thank your teacher, Mrs. Frishman, so much. And uh, I don't know, you really made my day. Thank you. Bye-bye.